Imagine your only experience with pot was dry brick flower. What would you think the first time you saw one of the sticky green buds that we are accustomed to today? Would you even believe it was the same plant? Ben Dronkers' story might have started out in the Netherlands, but he has since done enough for the industry to be considered an international legend. The Dutch entrepreneurs were known for founding Sensi seeds, one of the world's largest and most respected seed banks in the world. This is just one of the many things that he has been up to in the last 30 years in being in this industry/culture. See, Ben Dronkers' story is a crazy one. Also, if you guys have not joined our new exclusive platform, the High Design platform, you definitely need to go and check it out. It's going to have exclusive content coming out weekly that's only going to be on that platform. You can also sign up for free, and there's also some other paid subscription packages as well. But guys, please go support. It means a lot. It'll go a long way. So go to highdesign.media and go sign up today. So, Ben Dronkers was born in Rotterdam in the Netherlands in 1949, at a time when the world was just beginning to explore the potential of pot beyond its recreational use. Interestingly though, his interest in pot cultivation did not start with the pot itself, but with the love of gardening. Dronkers had mentioned in a number of interviews that his mom had a green thumb that she loved to put to use frequently. She was always busy with her plants, taking good care of them, and Dronkers just happened to pick up the love for working in the dirt from her. While gardening might have been enough for some people, Dronkers took his love for gardening a step further. He developed an interest in crossbreeding, trying to improve the quality and durability of the plants that he was tending to. He might have not known this at the time, but this interest and skill that he had picked up would later be instrumental in earning him worldwide fame and relevance. But how exactly did Dronkers progress from growing regular plants like his mom to growing pot? See, Dronkers had mentioned that he was just 17 when he first tried pot, and while it was not exactly a love at first sight, he ended up gradually using it more and more. As luck would have it, at about the time that he was thinking of cultivating it and crossbreeding pot strains, he joined the Holland America Lines, a merchant marine line, as a member of the staff. So he was able to visit many different countries without much cost to him, which inadvertently afforded him the opportunity to experience some of the best and purest strains of pot from Asia, specifically the Middle East. At the time, growing pot was not exactly popular in the Netherlands, and crossbreeding different strains was something that didn't happen at all in the country. So Dronkers decided to seize this as a business opportunity and grow his own stuff, maybe even replicate the quality that he had experienced in his travels. He did this with a friend of his, even trying out techniques like using cool tubes to get some buds. However, while the stuff did grow, Dronkers had mentioned that the product was not particularly good. Nonetheless, the fact that they were able to grow it in the first place, from start to finish, had enough motivation for them. Which is why, instead of giving up, they decided to grow seeds from places where Dronkers had experienced quality stuff. So on his many travels, Dronkers made sure to bring back quality seeds, especially from places like India and Pakistan. They started growing these seeds and crossbreeding them. The product was really good according to them, so they knew that they were onto something. The product that they made was of high quality for sure, but nobody was buying. Dronkers and his friend were growing their plants in greenhouses in Amsterdam, but they weren't getting any customers, even in a place as progressive as Amsterdam. And this went on for up to 3 years. Dronkers would later say that it is possible people just didn't understand or trust it. Back then, people were not really growing pot in the Netherlands, so they might have been wary of locally produced pot. What's more, the pot that Dronkers was growing looked different from what the Dutch were used to. The Dutch typically used Thai and African pot that was typically pressed into blocks and dried out. Dronkers, on the other hand, was offering buds that weren't green and colorful, nothing any of his customers had ever seen before. So it makes complete sense that the Dutch were skeptical about what Dronkers was offering and didn't want to offer themselves as test subjects. The way he eventually got people to pay attention actually seems to corroborate that explanation. According to Dronkers, he decided one day to go to coffee shops in Amsterdam, specifically the Happy Family and Prix.DME, directly offering them stashes of pot in paper bags, asking them to try it and only pay him if they liked it. When he went back to the coffee shop for feedback, he was told that the entire stock was gone and people absolutely loved it. Why did they decide to try things this time around when they were hesitant initially? Well, according to Dronkers, it was American tourists that brought the stuff, or at least started the buying. Americans were used to different kinds of pot, so green buds wouldn't have been so strange to them. It's then possible that the Dutch saw these American tourists purchase the stuff and be fine, so they decided to take a chance at it as well. So Dronkers' pot became a hit not too long after, but that came with his own issues. Remember that pot was still largely illegal in many places around the world, including the Netherlands. So you best believe that the Dutch authorities started hounding Dronkers almost immediately after his product became a success. Dronkers was arrested so often that he probably cannot remember how many times he was actually arrested. Now, if you know anything about jail time for dealing pot or illegal substances, you might be wondering how possible it is that Dronkers was frequently in and out of prison. However, according to Dronkers, while growing and dealing pot was illegal back then, it wasn't exactly a big deal. So someone could be apprehended with up to 20 kilograms of pot and get just about 3 days behind bars, no trial or anything. So they continued to arrest Dronkers even though they knew that they would let him go not too long after. Now, regardless of the fact that he wasn't spending that much time behind bars, Dronkers got tired of being frequently arrested. He had a business to run and pot strains to experiment with. Spending days behind bars was using up a lot of his valuable time. So he decided to study the Opium Act to find a way to continue doing what he was doing while still managing to stay out of jail permanently. And you can be sure that he did. Before we jump back into the video, I just want to say big thank you to Dr. Smoke for supporting this content. If you guys go over to drsmoke.com and use my discount code LMC, you're going to get 15% off your entire order. Again, that's going to be LMC, 15% off at drsmoke.com. They got all different types of products. Anyways, big thank you to the homies over at Dr. Smoke. Without them, none of this would be possible, so I can't thank them enough. Now, let's jump back into the content. Now, what he found was that while pot itself was illegal, pot seeds were not. Then he took his discovery to a lawyer who confirmed what he found. There was an issue from the lawyer pointed out, though. He said, quote, "How would he get seeds if growing the plant was illegal?" Dronkers immediately noticed the loophole, pointing out to his lawyer that growing pot plants for the seeds was not exactly illegal. The lawyer agreed, and Dronkers decided to switch the focus of his business immediately. Probably because he had been burned by the police and legal authorities a number of times, Dronkers decided to be as transparent with his new venture as possible. He declared his intent to cultivate pot for the seeds to the police and the relevant agricultural institutions. And it was no surprise to him that all of these authorities could not legally object to his new business venture. They didn't even try to object. That's probably because they didn't think that Dronkers could make that work. But he more than made it work. If the success of Sensi seeds is anything to go by, he started small, just a small store in Amsterdam, where Dronkers was doing something very few across the world were doing. But that last part probably contributed to how quickly and big the business grew. Now, people were coming in all over the world, especially the United States, to purchase Sensi seeds. See, Dronkers for experimenting and crossbreeding came into the play in Sensi seeds as well. He started releasing pot strains that were new to people at the time. One of these strains is the Jack Herrera, which was released in 1994. For those who know their pot, you know that the Jack Herrera is a cross between the Skunk No. 1, Northern Lights NO5, and Haze C. And something else that Dronkers had refused to disclose. Whatever that last ingredient was, people loved the results. Enough that Jack Herrera won the 1994 High Times Flower Cup. The Jack Herrera is still much around and has even been bred with other pot strains by other breeders. But it's not only the Sensi seed breed that has become a staple in the pot industry. Other popular breeds have originated with Sensi seeds, including Black Damina, Black Rose, Mr. Nice, and Afghani No. 1. Many of these breeds have won their own High Times Flower Cup awards. Through the Sensi seeds was eventually inaugurated into the High Times Hall of Fame in 2007. That said, Dronkers' interest in pot extends far beyond making potent strains of the stuff available to a wide variety of people. It was already been mentioned that he was absolutely enjoyed and still enjoys using the stuff. But more than that, he was also very interested in the culture of pot, its history, the people that have influenced and been influenced by the industry, and the pleasure that it has brought to people over the years, decades, and centuries. So he studied and explored the interesting culture and history of the plant, and all that he found led him to found the Hash Marijuana and Hemp Museum in 1985, the same year that he founded Sensi Seeds. Now, I've actually been to this museum before. It's in Spain. Dronkers wanted it to be a place where everybody like him who wanted to explore pot culture and know more about the plant could come and have the time of their life. He succeeded because the Hash Marijuana and Hemp Museum is now considered the most important and frequently visited attraction for pot lovers and enthusiasts. The museum features things like pot-related artifacts, living pot plants, and a general pot experience, and enthusiasts seem to really love it. They love it so much that a second venue was opened in Barcelona, Spain in 2012, which I've actually attended myself last year in Barcelona for Cannabis. Very cool place, very, 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 very interesting. I had a great time there. Both venues feature temporary exhibitions alongside the permanent ones that visitors can explore at specific times. And since the headquarters opened back in 1985, it was welcomed over 2 million visitors from around the world, which is really impressive for a museum that's specifically about pot and nothing else. Another pot-related company that Dronkers founded is Hemp Flax back in 1995. He founded this company as a way to revive the hemp industry in the Netherlands, which was practically dead at the time. And because everything pot-related that Dronkers touched turned to gold, he was able to almost single-handedly revive the hemp production market in the Netherlands with Hemp Flax. Meanwhile, Sensi Seeds continued to expand. In 1991, Dronkers, or Sensi Seeds, acquired the seed bank, Both companies had a significant grip in the US market. Prior to the acquisition, Sensi Seeds had actually been in partnership with the seed bank. Sensi Seeds was selling some seed bank genetics in the local Dutch market, and the partnership proved fruitful. So when the owner of Cannabis Castle and the seed bank, Neville, got into a pickle that made his brands basically up for sale, Dronkers immediately considered purchasing them. The acquisition proved to be beneficial for both parties as Neville was able to raise the money to smuggle himself out of Australia, where he was supposed to face charges for drug trafficking, and Sensi Seeds now had a lot more access into the US market. By the way, we will be talking about Neville in the very, very near future, so keep your eye open for that. Anyways, that said, Sensi Seeds' influence in the pot crowd is way beyond just being a supplier of quality pot. The business also served as some kind of incubator for Dutch breeders that would emerge in the 1990s, years after Sensi Seeds started. For instance, the founder of Serious Seeds, the now popular seed company in the Netherlands, had his start working in Sensi Seeds. Same thing with the founders of Sagramarth Seeds and TH Seeds. Even those who didn't work at Sensi Seeds would agree that the brand was influential in getting their pot seed cultivation, seeing as that there wasn't really anybody else that was doing it back in the day to their scale. Now, while Dronkers has made no secret about his love for pot for the high that he gets from it, he also has been loud about the medicinal potential of the plant. A quick look through the Sensi Seeds website will show a number of articles that expound on the medicinal benefits of pot, all of them making sure to cite relevant research and critical practices. Whether this is an attempt to make the society more comfortable with having pot around, or Dronkers is just as passionate about the health benefits of pot as he is, of the recreational highs that the plant offers, the point still stands that he tries to make people aware of all the benefits. At over 70 years old, Dronkers is not as involved in the day-to-day running of his businesses that he used to be, and currently is spending his time shuffling between Europe and Asia. But he's still very invested in pot culture and is never very far away from his beloved plant. Identifying and exploiting legal loopholes has been an important aspect of the industry ever since the days of the gray area medical markets and before, when it was illegal. Now, Dronkers Seeds business is one of the oldest examples of someone taking advantage of one of those loopholes to legally operate a pot-related business. His work is still relevant to this day, as countless seed companies legally ship seeds all over the globe. And now as the pot industry expands more and more, loopholes are identified every day. One that I believe that will be extremely important in the near future, it already is important actually now, is the THCA. If you would like to learn more about the THCA, we have a big documentary on that coming out here very soon. I highly recommend you guys go check that out. Anyways, guys, let me know about any other interesting loopholes you've identified that you think we should discuss in the comments down below. Anyways, guys, make sure to like button, comment down below, share this, follow us on all social medias. Links are down below in the description. And guys, by the way, please make sure to join the High Design platform. If you would like to get exclusive content that's only going to be on that platform, there's a free option as well as paid subscription plans as well. You need to go to www.highdesign.media. Again, that's www.highdesign.media. Support your boy and go join the platform, because trust me, we're going to have weekly content going out on there. You're not going to want to miss it. Anyways, guys, big shouts out to Sensi Seeds and big shouts out to Dronkers. Anyways, this is LMC signing out. Yay. Big shouts out to Sensi Seeds. Big shouts out to Ben Dronkers. Very interesting story. But also I want to say welcome to the very first episode of our Retro Tech platform that we're launching here soon. So Retro Tech is pretty much is a storytelling platform specifically focusing on, cultivation, but mainly, the breeders, the genetics, the seeds, right? We're going to be talking about, the stories behind different flavors. We got the OG Kush story coming out here soon. It's going to be kind of our first installment of the actual story behind the actual, famous flavors, right? But I'm really excited though for this platform. I'm really excited for that. So we're gonna be doing a lot. We got a lot of dope content coming on that. I've been working on that with my team for the last few months. More info on that. But if you guys are not subscribed to the Retro Tech YouTube channel, I highly recommend you go do that. We're gonna link that down below in the description, or it's gonna be in the pinned comment. So make sure to do that. But yeah, really excited about Retro Tech. If you guys got any suggestions for story ideas, for flavors you want us to cover, you're gonna want to go follow me on all the social medias. The links are down below in the description. You can send me a DM or email. Also, guys, make sure to join the new High Design platform. We're gonna have Retro Tech exclusive content on there as well. But you go to www.highdesign.media. We got a free version and we also have paid subscriptions. Anyways, really appreciate you guys on that. Definitely though, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, comment down below. Let us know what you thought about the episode. And yeah, man, I can't tell you guys how appreciative I am for your guys' support. It means the world to me, so thank you guys, seriously. Anyways, guys, this is LMC, signing out.